Hey there, friends. It's been a couple months, but we are back with another live webinar. And in this one, we are going to reel it back in, get down to the basics, and really encourage beginners as well as others who want to optimize their podcast. This is the podcast Playbook, hosted by none other than Miss Erica. Woof,
Hi.
woof.
Hello, guys.
And then I am Shay. We are also co-hosts of Podbean Amplified, which is our bi-weekly podcast. Aired here on YouTube, so you might see it. It's also on podbean.com. And since we are a hosting, distribution, monetization platform, everything you need for podcasting all in one. So we are going to start. Sorry, I had the podcast or the live playing and my sound is on, so it was freaking me out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, it's live, so I got to tell you what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But without further ado, we're going to start. Please just know we want to answer every question that you have. Send them in as you think of them, because at the end we will be answering all of them. So we will be looking through them as we present. But we're going to start with this PowerPoint here. The podcast playbook. Ooh, give me some snaps and claps in the comment section because I worked really hard on this. Thank you. And in real life, if you are at home watching, snaps and claps for Shay. I'm kidding. No, really, no. But yes, so we are going to start off by just talking about a couple of stats in this first one right here. So 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. And of that 10% that do make it past episode 3, 90% of those podcasts don't make it past episode 20. So these are just some stats to keep in mind. I feel like this is a really big one to open with because obviously we are starting with a beginner podcast and we want to help you make it past and be that 10% in the first and then be that 10% in the second again. We want you to have longevity in your podcast and, starting off on the right foot and having a good blueprint for your podcast is where it's at. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Just a little bit more stats in the next slide. Okay, I'm going to have to look in my thing here. It's a little small. And also, please keep in mind that we will also be sharing the PowerPoint presentation if you need it, and the live webinar will also be replayed on YouTube. So fear not, if you miss anything, you can come back to it, get out your notebooks because we're going to hit you with a lot of stuff real fast. All right. So a couple of stats. Niche podcasts tend to build stronger, more loyal audiences than broad topic shows. This is true because obviously considering SEO, which is search engine optimization, it's the way that when you're typed into the search engine that people are going to pop up and find you. So me, obviously, I'm a golfer, so I'm going to be using that a lot today. I do that a lot in my webinars, talk about golf and using that as a strong point because it is a niche. Yeah. A lot of people don't like golf, but everybody knows about golf. And so by me having a golf-centric podcast, I'm able to hone in on every single golfer. Not necessarily reach every single golfer, but have the opportunity to reach them and pick up followers that way because they're searching up the topic of golf. So I would naturally...
Definitely.
More focused, that's right.
Yeah. And video podcasts are rapidly growing in popularity. So nowadays, how YouTube, especially YouTube, you can see podcasts anywhere and everywhere, and you can listen to YouTube on, in there. So having a podcast is actually on YouTube is actually beneficial as well for when it comes to having a podcast.
100%. And I'm going to keep throwing the bone to Podbean Amplified because Erica and I work so hard on giving you the latest and greatest news in the podcasting realm that we actually do talk about some podcasting news. And just a couple episodes ago, we talked about how YouTube has taken over every media outlet. So
that's right.
The top streaming platform is YouTube, whether it be above Netflix, above actual cable television, above Hulu, Disney. YouTube is beating everybody by far. So I would just say and keep in mind that it could be almost similar to mainstream TV very soon.
Oh yeah, I mean YouTube TV.
Yeah, I mean YouTube TV, obviously, but like
So,
cable.
yep.
Mm,
Eventually.
no, you're paying $100+ when you can pay, what is it, like $80 to YouTube TV?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know about that.
No
There you
ads.
go.
Sign us. That's a little thing right there. All right. There are 5 million podcasts worldwide, and it's growing every single day. I want you to keep this in mind, because how are you going to separate yourself from the pack? How is your podcast going to stand out? If you're using a niche, how is it going to be above the rest?
Mhm.
And we're going to talk about that in a couple of other slides next, but we're going to go through this first.
And then average number of episodes before our, most new podcasts stop at episode 7. Or they have the pod fade, which is, what is pod fade again?
So I actually wrote down the definition for pod fade because I don't want to butcher it. And it's on, oh, there it is. Okay. So pod fade is a phenomenon where a podcast gradually stops publishing new episodes, often without announcement or explanation, leading to its gradual disappearance. So my friends who are out there in the dating world, or who are hip, my Gen Zers, you're ghosting people with your podcast, essentially. You're
podcast ghosting.
giving them a show, and then you're just slowly disappearing because, I don't know, it could be a number of things, but pod fade is real. Look it up. And the average podcast listener is aged 25 to 44. And we want to put that stat in there because you have to think about the demographics that you're hitting. Obviously, this is the median range, so this is the large chunk of people. There are youngers and olders watching podcasts, but obviously not too many. So your content should be filled with things geared towards your demographic
Absolutely.
and your age listener. Average age.
Yeah, according to your niche for that as well. And AI tools and editing software are making it easier for beginners to produce high quality content. So, AI is a big hit right now that you can use for your podcast, for workflow. And with AI, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to, create. So having that would be absolutely amazing.
I would be a hot mess and a half, because I am a hot mess, but I'd be a hot mess and a half without AI. Artificial intelligence is taking over, and people, don't be so afraid of it. People are like, I don't want to use it because it's going to take over. No, it is a personal assistant. And for people like me, I suffer with like ADHD, having trouble with completing my projects or compartmentalizing them. So next thing you know, I'm working on 6 projects at once. However, with AI, I can organize my thoughts. I can streamline things. I can say, hey, I have all these ideas. Please help me, because I don't know my time management. AI helps me with that.
Right.
I also, use Canva, ChatGPT. We use CapCut, editing. So any editing software, Photoshop software, a ton of AI services that could help you and cut down the time spent into your podcast, I should say.
Yep.
All right. And then this last stat, I don't want you to think too hard about it, but it is important. Only 5 to 10% of podcasts make significant income. The top 1% of those podcasts account for a majority of the downloads and ad revenue. Now, this is just based on monetization. This is not using any of the other ways that you can make money in podcasting, which is endless, like tons and tons of ways that you can make money. And 5 to 10%, you're thinking out of 5 million, that's like 500 million. That's 250 to 500 million. And so, 250 to 500,000. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. See, this is live. Podcasters mess up too. But of those 500,000, they're making significant income. And that's still a lot. That's still a lot. And that's just one of the ways to make income. And we'll talk about more ways to make money with podcasting. Going into the next slide, after you know a little bit about these stats, just keep them in mind when you're about to start your podcast. Obviously, we're going into why do you want a podcast? I think your why is your everything. It's going to keep you going. It's going to be the gas in the tank when there is none left. It's going to be there for you on the hard days. Like your why has to be a motivation. So it could be to share knowledge or a passion. So many people start podcasts to talk about something they care deeply or are very knowledgeable about. I could start a golf podcast talking about golf. And for example, a history teacher might start a podcast on overlooked historical events.
Yeah.
So his why is that, hey, I'm a teacher and I can teach these things. However, some students don't really, they're there because they have to be there. You know, they don't necessarily like the topic. Now with this thing, all the things that I could geek over and like get excited with my students about, I can go to my community and get excited about that with them and then share all my knowledge, because there are people that are going to be actively searching for it. So people who are listening are the people that want to learn.
Absolutely, the interest for it for sure. And to build a brand, so it's either your personal or your business. This is for you to do the walk. You know, podcasting is a powerful tool for thought leadership and credibility. An example which is a marketing consultant starts a show discussing trends and tips to attract clients.
Yeah.
It's almost the same as sharing the passion, but this one is to build the whole, brand for your podcast itself already.
And even I'm going to shout them out again. Well, shout us out. But Podbean Amplified, bi-weekly, uploaded on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Just going to give them a quick shout out. But that is a business walking the walk. Podbean.com has invested in a podcast to show you that we are using all of the tools and the elements, I should say, of Podbean to successfully monetize, distribute, and host our own podcast. So it would be a company-sponsored podcast, and that would be our credibility point, is that we have, followers and we're growing our social media channels, and then we're also teaching you guys how to do it as well. So walking the walk instead of just talking the talk. Next would be to build a network with guests. So hosting a podcast can give you a reason to connect with influential people or industry leaders by inviting them on as guests. And I love this one. We actually have a few guests that we've interviewed before. The running Rambler. Shout out to Matt Chittum. He networks with a podcasting running conglomerate, like a whole community of people with running podcasts. Like they are runners and then they podcast, and then they also interview athletes, Olympians, people that are just training for marathons. So it's a whole network of people. Super cool.
And that goes to create a community, because that's where, when you network with guests, that's when you build the community around the niche that for your podcast. So podcasts often build strong listener communities. Creators love engagement and feedback from a loyal audience. So for an example is like, what's his name again? Matt Rambling Runner. A fitness coach builds a podcast that encourages listeners to share their path to journeys. For him is he shared journeys of the people that love running, right? So
also one instance or one way you can connect that visually as having a community is that I built a community on Twitch. It's not necessarily the same, podcasting, video gaming. But it was a time where I wanted to make friends that liked video gaming. People, I live in Vegas, they game on the Strip. I game at home. And so when I'm trying to find a community, there's not a lot of girls out there who play video games, who I align with. And when I build a community, I can reach out to people from all around the world and actually feel included, feel like my hobby and my passion matters. And that's really some of the ways that your passion and your hobbies get killed, is that there's no sense of community. There's nobody around you that validates your love for something that's not necessarily, it's its own niche, So a girl video gaming or golfing. How many video game golfer girls am I going to find out here? Probably very few, but when I go online, I'll probably find well over 100,000. I promise you that.
Different lot of things too. So
yeah. going into the next slide, I do want to talk about this one, generating income. So, though it's harder to achieve early on, some people start podcasts with the goal of monetizing. So, with this, you could get sponsorships, listener donations through Patreon or other donation affiliate places, merchandise, affiliate marketing. And then, this bullet point requires a substantial amount of engaged audience.
Yep.
There are multiple ways to make money podcasting, and these are just a few. There are so many I didn't even list on here as well. But I would take a look into how to generate income, and I would not be so discouraged at first, because I promise you consistency is key. And with that consistency, cash is coming in, listeners going up, and we're going to party. You're going to take Shay somewhere, right? Because you're going to learn all of it right here. And Erica, you're going to take the both of us.
And another why is a creative outlet. So podcasting is great for medium for storytelling, comedy, or experimentation in audio format. An example is writing creates a fictional narrative podcast with voice actors. So, it's another way to express yourself. If you want to have like a poem or like a story like you want to share, or a music maybe. So it's a creative outlet as well.
Yeah. I mean, you could create your own little world, your own little fantasy, create short stories, horror stories, true crime. I don't know. Talk about whatever you want. I promise there will be people that want to listen.
Yeah.
People that want to learn something. I'm in the pocket of learning something new every day. And what better way to learn something new every day by tuning into a podcast, because so many words are said, so many things to learn, I promise. And then lastly, your why is more important than your how. And I want to emphasize this, like I said in the beginning, when the days get hard and you feel like giving up, your why is going to be the reason that you're going to keep doing it. And how? You're going to figure out how. You're going to figure it out, because your why is all important to you. All right. So now we have our why. But what's next? I know why I want a podcast, but we're going to go over this podcast map, or technically a podcast checklist. It's a few main key points that you need to get dialed in before you press record, because I promise you this will help you with structure. Actually, I'm not going to say that because it's all in here. All right. So in the beginning, choosing a niche. We already talked about that niches drive listeners quicker than just open talk, because they're very topic specific. When people are searching, it's SEO, search engine optimization. Please think about that when putting titles and descriptions, because people search in Google, and those keywords are going to help them find your podcast.
Yeah. Make it searchable.
Yep. So what's your podcast about? Pick a focused topic you're passionate about and can create consistent content around. Specific niches build loyal listeners quicker. So the reason why you want to pick something that you're passionate about is because you want to be able to create continuous and endless amounts of content. You got to think about something like, what can I talk about all day, every day, and have an opinion where you cannot sway me, but I will also respect it. Like, you will not sway me from my opinion, and if you do, you better be freaking right. No, but seriously, yeah, choosing a niche.
Yeah. And another one is format and structure. Will it be solo or co-hosted, interview-based, or storytelling? Decide how many episodes will flow so your audience knows what to expect. So have a structure and format so a lot of your audience, can follow through what you want to like podcast about, basically.
Yes. I'm a very fickle girl. Like, there are some things I'm very fickle about, and some things that I'm very loosey-goosey. But one thing I am is firm on my podcasts. I have a structure when I'm driving to work. I listen to certain podcasts because I know I can't finish it. If I'm doing laundry, I listen to certain podcasts because I know that they create a sense of relaxation while I'm doing chores that I don't necessarily like. So it needs to take me away from thinking about the chore. So every specific instance, I have, what to expect. So say I'm folding laundry and I have a relaxing, maybe self-help podcast. Now this lady is talking every single day. She has a new episode. And then one random day, somebody else is on.
It's different.
It's different. And I'm like, oh, this is not what I wanted. Click out. Boom. Done. You just lost a follower. I'm not going back to that because I didn't like it. I was supposed to relax at that time. So format and structure. You need to leave your audience wanting more, but also knowing what they're going to get.
Absolutely.
All right. Which leads to identifying your audience, catering to them. Who are you speaking to? Define your ideal listener, their age, their interests, pain points, so you can tailor your content to them. I'm going to use golf again. So Golfer Shay podcast. The Golfing Shay podcast. There we go. My ideal listener would probably be a younger golfer around my age range, because obviously I'm not going to be golfing every week at the best courses. It's probably going to be more budget friendly, more skillful, talking about what I'm working on in my golf game, and then as well as talking about the courses that I play and really recommending them or not recommending them. And so when I'm keeping that in consideration, my age would be probably 25 to 44, because that's when people actually I could bump it up to 60, because people golf for a long time. Their interest, golf, knowing about golf, playing golf, talking about golf, being on the golf course, golf.
Anything about golf.
And that would be me tailoring my content to my audience.
And that goes to episode length and frequency. So this is where you decide how long and how often your podcast would want to be. It's either short and consistent or long form. But for short and consistent, either 20 to 30 minutes weekly. It often works best for beginners. So you also pick a schedule for it so you can stick to it realistically. And routine. Life happens.
One day I'm not going to go that far. Let's just say we have a dinner scheduled tonight. Something could happen and we may not have that scheduled dinner. So when you have a routine, say we pick a day where you're filming or pick a day where you're editing. Let's just say Monday I'm filming. Keep it consistent, because you always work around that plan. Monday I'm filming. Okay, well, Erica wants to have dinner Monday night. Sorry, Erica, I'm filming, but can we go at 8:00?
Yeah.
So that helps you keep consistency, and it's your for sure thing. It's on your schedule. It's locked in. You're looking forward to it every single week or every other week or however many times you film. And then this is just a personal, to keep yourself in check, as well as sticking to a schedule that you can consistently upload to. Now that I'm filming on these days, I can edit on this day because I know that I'll have my content for sure. And so just really looking out for yourself and preemptively trying to put out the fires before they even happen.
Right.
Yeah. And of course, you have to name your podcast. Keep it short, clear, and searchable. Aim for a name that tells people what the show is about. Make sure to check if it's available on podcast apps and social media. This is the one thing, my biggest piece of advice right here, because there's so many times where I've come up with a podcast name and I'm like, yes, this is the one. And I'm all into it. And then I go on social media and it's not available. And you're like, all right, I'll start my podcast next year. Guilty.
Because of the name.
Yes. It's so heartbreaking because you're getting excited about starting something. It's like starting school and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And you have your backpack on and you're like, nobody else has this pink backpack that when I press the light, it glows up and has a little spinny thing.
Yeah.
And then you walk in on your first day of school and another girl has the same backpack and you're like,
oh,
this backpack freaking sucks.
So you're gonna have to find another one.
Yeah. No, seriously. So make sure.
Yeah.
Do your research. Know all the students in your class and know what backpacks they're having first so that you don't bring the same backpack. I'm just spilling my childhood trauma right now. I'm kidding. That never happened. Um,
Maybe the backpack.
but no, think of a name for your podcast. Think of something that'll stick. I really think that like I have a really long name, so we're not gonna say the golfing game of Shanalin Kahivalani Kuahel Hisako Rumasad because they're not gonna find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So be like golfing with Shay. Ta-da! I'm golfing with Shay. You know, or maybe tricks and trades or golf tips. Period.
Yeah. Make it simple.
Golf
Searchable.
podcast. Period. It's taken. I'm sure.
Golf podcast.
Yeah, it's taken. It's mine. I'm kidding. It's not.
And lastly, guests. So, will you invite guests? Consider their relevance to your niche and value for your audience. Plan outreach early and be clear about expectations like topic, timing, and the promotion as well. So, you have to align it with the niche that you picked as well. So.
Yes, please do not go for. I know a lot of people go for the social media grab, just cross promote. Oh, they got followers, cross promote. Baby, if you have a Bible study podcast and you are inviting OnlyFans girl Sarah, you need to have a clear-cut reason as to why OnlyFans girl Sarah is on there and not promoting her stuff, you know? Like, we're going to have a serious talk. Or, like, put it in another perspective, sobriety. So if somebody has a sober podcast and then they have a guest on there, well, they have a community of people being sober and you're encouraging them to stay sober and you guys are doing it together. Now you're inviting an alcoholic or a rep from Tito's Vodka and talking about why Tito's is the best vodka in the world, and now you're almost borderline disrespecting your guests.
That's weird.
Not borderline. You are disrespecting your guests. So yeah, please keep in mind the guests that you have, and also just keep in mind, you know, keep a central theme around your guests. If it's open talk, then absolutely that's fine. But if it's a niche, stick to the niche or have a good reason as to why that person from the outside is coming in.
Yeah.
Alrighty, podcast concepts. So now I have my why. I have a whole storyboard, book, notes of the layout essentially of my podcast. Now I'm going to put it into a concept. And a concept is essentially something that you're going to stick to, or almost like a theme of your podcast, something that people are going to expect every single time, or if somebody explains it, it'll technically be the concept of your podcast. Right. So without a clear concept, your podcast can feel aimless or inconsistent. A strong podcast or a strong concept helps attract the right audience, keeps your content focused, makes you excited to create episodes, and then you stand out in a sea of podcasts. We're going to go over 3 good concepts, clear-cut concepts that you could feed off of or find inspiration from, or freaking copy it. You want to, copy it, go for it, please. By all means, just shout me out. And remember, 10%, baby, monetization goes to Shay and Erica. And 10% a piece. We're talking about 20% here. We're not talking about 5-5. Okay? Thank you. I'm kidding. But 5-Minute Fridays. The concept would be a short weekly solo show where you share a quick thought, tip, or motivation. So it's easy because it's short and solo. You don't have any guests. The ideas would be life advice, productivity, hacks, quotes of the week, and your episode length would be 5 to 10 minutes. Very clear cut. You know what to expect. It's going to be 5 to 10 minutes, and these are the things that I possibly will talk about. 5-Minute Fridays. Boom.
Simple,
Simple.
And another one would be what I learned this week. So a concept that, reflect on one thing you learned, discovered, or experienced each week. So no scripting needed, just speak from experience. Works great for personal growth, parenting, or work-life topics. So just be spontaneous, Just record.
And I really love this one. Honestly, anybody could do this. And I almost want to do it myself because we learn so much every single week, and how easy it is. How easy it is. How easy is it for you to just press record and go, this is what I learned this week. And you can just have a 20-minute conversation with yourself. And that could even be a form of decompression.
Right.
And you don't even know.
Like a journal.
Yes, like journaling. You don't even get to talk about your day sometimes. You're just so overwhelmed. You want it to be done, but the best way to be done with the day is to talk about it and let it go.
Yeah.
You know? Ooh. Hold on now. Hold on now. She's getting hot in here, baby. Okay. Another one would be book snippets or movies or shows or songs. The concept would be you pick a favorite line or scene or song or show and you talk about it, why you love it, what it means to you. This is super easy if you consume that media. It's easy to talk about, almost like book club. Or, I mean, The Bachelorette, Bachelor, Love Island, that thing is blowing up. I truthfully haven't watched it, but it's so well marketed that you could have your own watch party type rant session about what goes on. Like, isn't this girl so stupid because she didn't pick him? And girl, it's like that's a good idea. That's it.
Absolutely. It's like a podcast for like reacting to the thing.
Reaction podcast. Yes.
That's what it is.
Okay. Now we have our concept and we're ready to hit record. But wait, what are we going to use before we hit record? We're going to talk about that in equipment and tools. The basic setup would be headphones that are wired, no Bluetooth. We say that not because it's not comfy. I know people don't like the wires. You know, you got your fancy AirPods. But listen, latency. You are not going to get your audio correct if it is not wired because you're not going to get your audio in real time. There's a chance that it is going to delay. There's a chance that you're going to be off. There's a chance that it's going to disconnect. And you know what? When you're live recording, like this live webinar, if I had, you know, Bluetooth and the Bluetooth went off, I'm SOL. And you don't need to know that acronym. That's fine. I'm just SO. Oh, okay. You want to know? I am SHIT, out of luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I am SOL. And so this would be like a basic beginner setup, but I want you to know that with the Podbean app, I'm going to give a little shout out right now because I have used this basic setup. Quiet space, no noisy rooms, poor audio, USB microphone, plug and play. This is optional, and I say this is the last item because I have had all three. I've had my laptop, I've had my wired headset, and then I had my plug and play mic. We're not going to talk about what kind of mic it was because it was a Blue Yeti. Don't get those, okay? Don't waste your money on expensive things, honey. Oh my gosh. I'm projecting. I'm so sorry. But I was there in the middle of my living room and I had it all set up. You think this is the perfect beginner setup. No. I had buzzing in the background. I had feedback issues. I'm like, what is that sound? Yeah. And I couldn't figure it out, but it was my mini fridge. So I had to pull it out. And the space, that's why I say no noisy rooms because it has poor audio, is that the room that you're in really affects the sound. Sound bounces off of walls. You got an empty room. You're getting audio. Yeah. You're in the bathroom. Honey, you should not be podcasting. Please do not podcast in the bathroom.
Echoes.
Please go in your closet. And that's what I ended up doing. I was so frustrated. I took my phone, just my phone. I had the Podbean app because I was using the web interface. So I just took my phone, the Podbean app, headphones that came with my iPhone, and I went into my closet. I turned off the light, I shut the door, and I recorded a perfectly sounding, crispy podcast episode.
Oh, wow. Ready to publish.
And you can go and look it up, and it sounds just like it sounds right now between you and I. And I'm telling you this because you don't need the fancy tools. You need Podbean app or podbean.com, and you need to go to Apple and get an iPhone because it comes with the wired headset, and boom, you are a podcaster, an audio podcaster, and nobody has to know. I am telling you this because upgrade as you go, which is the pro tip at the bottom. I'm saying that now because you don't need to have a fancy setup. You want a podcast, you want to be a podcaster, baby, you are a podcaster. You have the tools in your closet or in your that junk drawer with all those clangly earphones. Untie them, untangle them, put them on, and record your first podcast.
They're better quality, huh?
Podbean approved. No, seriously, it's great quality. Oh. You're paying $1,000 for a phone. You think the headset that comes with it isn't going to work? It better freaking work.
There you go. Basic setup right there.
Yeah.
And we're going for the software and hosting, obviously. We have Podbean that for recording and distributing and publishing and everything. We got the AI as well, the features.
Yep.
So
Auto transcription, you can distribute easy. A lot of the hookups is one click, but we are going to get into that in our next webinar because this is the beginner stage.
Right.
We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. I know we're super excited for you. I'm excited for you. I know you're excited. You're like writing it down like, yes, I got this.
Yeah.
You do got it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get that 10%.
It's rooting for it. And of course, optional extras, pop filter or boom arm, acoustic panels or soft furnishings for sound and
Yeah. And these are little upgrades as you go.
yes.
Just to feel more professional. As much as you sound professional, you want to feel professional. You want to feel like you're doing the dang thing. And what better way than to get one of these beautiful boom arms where you can I'm very animated with my hands. If I'm holding a mic, I can only do this thing. What am I doing? Conducting? So now I can, yes. Anyways, I've had too much coffee today, but we're going to keep going. All right. A couple of tips. Choose the right environment. Record in a quiet, soft space. We talked about that. Avoid echo-prone rooms. We talked about that. Turn off fans, noise. And we talked about my little mishap with my first episode, but we fixed that. And if you run into these, issues, remember my story. iPhone, headphones, closet.
Yeah. And there you go. Another one is use a decent mic. The same. iPhone is a lot better as well. And then we have the best one is JLab Audio Talk Go USB microphone, which is actually affordable. But if you want to just upgrade it eventually, right? So
yeah, and there are so many microphones out on Amazon. This is just a recommendation. Obviously, we love JLab. JLab is, really great for their quality. And we have used them, so I can attest to those. Obviously, I would recommend Shure mics, but they're a little more expensive. They're, one of the better ones is upwards of $250, $300, $400. So don't even think about that yet.
Yeah.
But if you want to make little upgrades, consider, the iPhone Android mic. Little pop into your phone. You can speak into it.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have the little the pop filter on it.
And yes, of course, avoid laptop mics if possible because, they're tiny and echoey. So it doesn't really capture the voice for you to record. And a tip for this is sit 4 to 6 inches from the mic and speak clearly.
I am very, very, very guilty of this, but I like to get close and I like to kiss my microphone and make out with it and make sure that it knows that this is my microphone and I'm their person. But you get better quality when you're back here. Clear, concise, crisp words. You can hear what I'm saying. I'm projecting my voice. I'm not getting too close where I can muffle my voice. And this is a really good mic. I'm so sorry. I can't mess up the audio with a fantastic microphone. Anyways, but you know what I mean. It can get very, very muffled when you get too close. Yeah. And then when you pull back, it's very clear. And that's the best way I can explain it. I'm so sorry. This is a really great microphone. I'm so sorry. But obviously you want to outline your episode, okay? You don't need a script, but having a clear outline will allow you to stay structured. Erica and I, when we are not checking the clock, she and I can go on a rant for an hour. We can talk back and forth for an hour, and we have 6 segments to film, and we're only through 1 in an hour. And the reason why we have structure is because it helps us stay on task. It helps us keep in mind, hey, you got other things to focus on and not just a $19 strawberry from Kyoto, Japan in LA. But it keeps you focused. It keeps you on task. It helps with your editing as well because you know where you're going to find each segment. And then it reduces the ums, the pauses, and then just the anxiety of having to just, I don't know, it keeps your mind on track.
It has a flow, an outline in your mind.
Flow. I'm very chaotic. I'm ADHD. Like without an outline, I'll be talking about toe jams in 2 seconds. Toe jams in 2 seconds.
I wouldn't want to ask that.
See? my mind. All right. Recording best practices. Record in one take if you can. You can always edit that later. A lot of people are very intimidated about a big chunk that they have to edit, but I promise you, having one big chunk where you know how it flows, as opposed to having to upload 16 different clips and making sure that they're in the right order, is so frustrating. Please do not do that to yourself. Record in one big take if you can, and just... I promise it's easier for editing.
I can attest to that, actually. I've had experience where I had to like pause every time I make a mistake, and then I listen the whole thing, and it doesn't really match up well, so I have to record the whole both parts of it. So you gotta record the whole thing and just edit along the way instead.
Yes, and in those big things, clap or snap, because the audio level will spike and you'll be able to see exactly where each segment is. This is just an extra. If you are super new and want to put markers on it, but if you're recording with podbean.com, you can put editing markers.
Oh,
editing markers, girl. Podbean.com, I'm telling you. And then take short breaks between points to make editing easier. And what I mean is that obviously when we're talking, the audio levels will go like this, and then it'll flatten out when I don't say anything, and it'll go back. So when you're editing and you're doing audio files, you're able to see, and you can just cut off the chunks that there's dead sound.
It's easier.
Easy edits, baby. Easy edits. Smarter, not harder. And AI does it for you. Podbean.com takes out the the dead space. Come on. This is just free promo for Podbean.com. Like, we are talking about beginner podcasting. We're just general, but Podbean literally helps a lot of these issues.
Absolutely.
I'm not kidding. I wish I could. No. This is actually really... Why do I wish I was kidding? No, I don't wish I was kidding.
I mean,
going over some do's and don'ts. Speak naturally, be conversational, not robotic. People are listening to you. You are not a tutorial. You are not somebody on an airplane. You are not somebody in a commercial about Miralax, okay? We are friends. We are having conversations, and we want it to flow naturally. We want you to be listening to us and almost feel like we're in conversation. Use an outline. It helps you stay on track. We talked about that. Listen back before uploading, please. There are some mistakes. We are human. We make mistakes. Editing is hard, especially when, you get so good at it and you're just flying through it. Sometimes you can miss it in those moments as well. So listen back before uploading. You want to make sure that your product is the final piece and that it's a product that you want to sell to your customers or your listeners, even though there's no price tag on it. Keep episodes consistent. Upload good cover art, because, when I'm scrolling through podcasts and I see a familiar cover art, I'm going to look at that episode and what it's about, because I know that person. Hey, it's Matt Chittum. Who's his guest this week? Oh, cool. And I was able to spot him in a list of 100 podcasts because he has good cover art that I can recognize from a mile away. And so that's the power of visual beauty. You'll just remember it.
Visual recognition as well.
Visual recognition, visual beauty. I'm crying.
I mean, it's a beautiful artwork if it is,
And then promote. Promote.
And the don'ts would be: don't over edit. It kills the natural vibe. Don't use copyrighted music unless it's royalty free. Don't stress over perfection. Publish and improve as you go. Don't record too far from your mic. Your voice will sound distant. And don't forget about social media. There's the promoting part of it.
Yes. Of course, some bonus tips. We have free music in our library, so it helps you with the copyright. We have analytics that help you out with every episode that you are doing and have uploaded, so you can see real-time stats. It goes by daily, weekly, monthly stats, and you can see the change in your viewership. You can see the exact change in your retention. You can see at what point do users drop off from your episode, so maybe you need to make it shorter or you need to split it into 2 parts. So there are a lot of ways that you can optimize your podcast just by looking at stats, and it's science, baby. We love it here. Experiment. And you can enable listener comments. I would suggest engaging as much as you can. and monetize through Podbean's ad marketplace. Once you grow, you necessarily don't have to have 1,000 downloads before you use promoting. You can promote your podcast, and then after 1,000 downloads, you can easily tap into the ad marketplace where you can make even more money. So just a couple of ways.
Yes.
And then obviously we recorded our episode. It's published, but what
It's
now?
ready.
We
have
want to
everything.
promote it on social media. We want to show everyone what we have to offer, and what better way than just putting it in a little digestible, palatable way than social media. So you pick 1 to 2 platforms to start. I would say this, don't spread yourself thin, because posting on a platform is hard. I promise you, it's tedious, it's monotonous. It happens a lot where you feel like you burn out because you post every day, but it is essential. Promoting your podcast, getting listeners and viewers by free impressions, as much as you upload is as many impressions as you can get. And the more you upload, the more you promote, the more eyes and ears you have on your podcast.
Absolutely. And share clips, not just links. Post short audio or video snippets, 30 to 60 seconds with captions to hook listeners. So you can just post probably like a short snippet from your podcast, share it on your Instagram, YouTube shorts, and make it a lot more like engaging. And make sure to have like a good hook in the beginning as well, to capture.
Think reality TV. They got the hooks. Or like movie trailers. They hook you in.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and then you watch the movie and you're like, it's nothing like the trailer.
It's a
I'm
clickbait.
kidding. It's even better. No, I'm kidding. Make sure you show your face. I know some people prefer to be private, and that's completely fine. However, people strive for connection. Podcasting is having a conversation with somebody. It's listening to their opinions. It's diving into their brains, I should say, because it's just unfiltered. It's podcasting. It's never-ending talking, and showing your face allows listeners to connect with you a little more, because
They trust you.
yeah, like, I don't know, almost like a confession. Like, are you even there?
Right, it's not an AI. It's a
Hello?
real person.
Yes.
And consistency over perfection. So post regularly, once or twice a week. Don't wait for perfect content. Just
Yes.
no.
Try everything. Try everything you want. Try everything you don't want. And there's the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful delete button. There's the power of deletion. And if you're looking for a tip, personally, I would say use TikTok and Instagram to start out at first. TikTok is just a never-ending cycle. Just a huge browser, and I don't know
It's
how
like
to
a
explain
Google
it.
already
Yes,
for some people.
it's just so random, and it's like, if that video doesn't do well, it's okay,
yeah.
because people are just gonna keep scrolling. Instagram is more of like a portfolio storefront. I would say the videos that do well on TikTok, throw it onto Instagram.
Yeah.
There are
what it
even
is.
trial reels now where you can send off reels to have it shown to a group of followers or a group of people that are not your followers, and you can see how it does in a crowd of, and then you can even upload it if it does well. So there's a lot of elements
There you
to Instagram and TikTok that they're trying to outdo each other with AI. So definitely look into these social media hacks. And engage, don't just promote. Imagine loving a podcast and then, so like, Erica, I'm such a big fan. Oh my gosh. So I say, good luck, good job on the webinar today. And she just looks at it and it's like, dang, she didn't even see me. She didn't even notice me. I'm not going to comment again because she won't even see it. Why does it matter? My comment doesn't matter. Don't do that. You almost lost a listener or you lost engagement because you didn't take 2 seconds to like or send a smiley face or engage with somebody who is truly there for you.
Yeah, maybe
a stranger.
Fan,
Yeah.
And wants to be seen as well.
Yes, it takes 2 seconds to comment. They're supporting you by engaging on your things. Take the time, comment back.
And use Podbean's tools like live streams, embedded players, and auto posting to social to help boost visibility. Live streams.
Live streams. Yep. Live webinars. Hey.
There you go.
We're here to party. Gosh. Oh my gosh. My jaw actually, this is a first for me. I feel like I've been talking a lot, so I must have been. No, this was fun. Obviously, we are on the next slide, which is Q&A. Ta-ta. Woo, woo, woo. Are you still confused? Did we miss anything? Need clarity on a point? Please ask away. And we are going to open up the floor to our questions. Let me see. Oh my God.
Trying to see.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Hello.
Oh my. Okay. I need to get comfortable talking without a script. This is not necessarily a question, but I do have a piece of advice for you that I saw on Instagram actually.
Mhm.
This is the 555 rule. So you take a video of yourself, you sit
Okay.
down, and you face the video towards you. And you're having a conversation. You can talk about anything you want. You can have bullet points on topics to talk about. However, you are going to sit there, look at the camera, and you are going to talk to it like it's somebody else for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes goes by, you're going to stop that video and you're going to listen to it back. You're going to listen to it with just audio. So you're going to listen to the way that you talk, the way
okay.
that you stutter, the
Yeah.
breaks in your sentences, the way your sentence structure is, your mannerisms in talking. Maybe you have an accent. Sometimes when I get really excited, my Hawaiian pigeon comes out. And so, bro, I can like swear my words together, But when I'm mindful, I am speaking very coherently, clear, concise. The second time you listen to it, or the second time you interact with it, you are now going to turn the audio off and you're just going to watch it. You're going to watch yourself and the ways that you talk. I'm a very handsy talker. I know that because I've watched myself. Maybe I like one side of my face and I need to face the camera more straight. Maybe I'm slouching a lot and I need to sit up better. So a lot of your posture goes into the way that you communicate and the way that you talk and the way that people perceive you. And then the third time, you are going to watch it both.
Audio
and video, and then you're going to take notes. So you're going to listen to it 3 different times because you have 3 different perspectives of yourself. And now you're going to go into that, dissect it, and change it, and work on that, and practice that, because that is how you can perfect the way that you talk or come across to somebody, by knowing when you pause, by knowing how you speak, by knowing your facial expressions. Am I excited when I'm talking?
Yeah.
Am I into it? Am I too into it? Am I overwhelming you?
Yeah.
Am I like, So it's cool to get to know yourself. I actually have learned a lot about myself, and it's crazy to think that I actually wasn't a fan of myself until I started doing some research on me, which is crazy to think. But I like myself a lot more after working on that, which is working on yourself. So that makes sense.
There you go.
But that is a cool tip. Random digression, and
That's really cool. I like that tip too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was really cool.
It's really cool. Yeah.
ChatGPT is a game changer, 100%. ChatGPT is my bestie. When I say good morning to that thing, it says, "Hey bestie, what are we gonna do today?" No, for real. It keeps me on track, and honestly, I treat it like a personal assistant. All the ways that I need help, all the questions that I have, I'm so creative that my brain short circuits all the time. I have so many ideas, plug it in there and it organizes it for you. Just one of the ways I love it. It's my bestie. And I'm not saying that because AI is going to take over one day and I need to be on their good side. I'm just saying that because I absolutely love AI.
Say please and thank you. Just kidding. But it does help with me because of like, if especially with social media, if you have like a brain fart with coming up with maybe captions or anything, I actually use ChatGPT, but at the same time, I still want to have my thought into it, but it does help a lot. So AI.
And truthfully, AI isn't going to produce anything unless you teach it or tell it to. So technically, it's you leading it. Don't be intimidated. Okay, let's see. Is there help to set up the technical part of a podcast? Example, a microphone and a video camera. Yes, there are a lot of tutorials up on YouTube. We also have tutorials on Podbean Academy if you want to check it out on how to optimize your podcast, how to navigate the Podbean website, how to host, how to distribute, how to record, how to set up, and things like that. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, the white Blue Yeti mic was trash. Yes, Blue Yeti,
It's the
please.
Blue Yeti. Oh no.
Do not spend your money on expensive things if you can get it for cheaper. I promise
Right.
you.
I didn't even know about that in the beginning about Blue Yeti. So I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
God, when I started gaming, I really thought that Blue Yeti was the only standing mic.
Right.
That it was like the anything and
back then,
everything.
yeah.
It was like if you didn't have Blue Yeti, you were a shitty gamer.
I think it was just a hype back then.
I was also 18 years old, so I believed it 100%. It was a hype.
Oh.
Can you repeat what headphones you use? There are a lot of different headphones that you could use. As long as they're plug-in, you're all good. But I do recommend your typical iPhone headphones that come with your iPhone in the box. If you're looking for something that hooks up to your laptop or your computer, I would recommend going on Amazon and searching, a lot of reviews. It's not going to make a difference as long as it does the job. It's good. If you're going to splurge, definitely Shure is a great podcasting mic headphone. Like,
The
get both. Yeah. JLab Audio, we've worked with them. We've tested and used both their mics, their headphones. They have a great $29.99 headphone wired that works as well if you want to spend a little bit more. They have great price range.
Absolutely. Can you record video with Podbean? We can't right now, right?
I'm sorry?
Can you record a video with Podbean? It says.
Absolutely. Yes.
We can.
Yes. Well, there is live streaming capabilities, so you can record with your interface to do a live stream. Obviously, if you're using a camera, you would have to set it up separately.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are ways to do it. I would say refer back to Podbean Academy to get the setup, the exact setup on that, because that would take us a little bit of time. But yes, Podbean Academy. What do you think of AI voice cloning? Oh,
Ooh.
I think it's cool. I honestly don't like the aspect that it's taking a lot of it's taking money away from a lot of voice actors. Because with AI capabilities, all they have to do is record once, and if they mess up, they can use AI to clone their voice, meaning they don't have to be paid again to come back into the studio to re-record.
Oh wow.
Or record over something. So they only go into the studio once. That's bet y'all didn't know that.
I didn't know about it.
They go once, yeah, and it saves companies a lot of money. So voice acting is a hard game now.
Oof.
Yep.
Maybe what about like games or
games? I would say
podcasting?
that voice acting is still good for gaming because when you're casting people for that, you need a specific voice.
So it's just for
Yeah.
podcasting. That's for
No, podcasting, acting, movies, TV shows. Yeah, they use voice cloning.
Wow. AI. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. I mean, and even with AI, if you're creating a game, you could probably search up. There are so many different platforms to use and so many voice generators that you can find the right tone and the right pitch. I mean, it would take some time, but yeah, 100%.
Wow.
But thanks. This has been some good information. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christopher. And obviously, we want to say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in, actually staying and taking your notes. Keep in mind that you will be able to access this PowerPoint as well as our live stream.
Yeah.
So I think we were able to send out a link for that.
Yeah, this will still be uploaded for sure. Yeah.
Yes. And, next month we will be having our live webinar on the 30th. It will be about branding. Branding. So we're going to talk about all the specs. We're going to talk about cover art, your website. You get a free website when you join podbean.com, and we're going to teach you how to optimize that and promote your podcast. So excited.
Yeah.
This is our first webinar together with the Podbean Amplified crew. How do you think we did? If we didn't do well, keep it to yourself. No, I'm kidding. But thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you taking some time out of your night to spend with us. I had so much fun. I love talking about podcasting, and I love spending time with our engineer, Kwan, and my beautiful co-host, Miss Erica Wolf. But yeah, send us questions. We're always here for you. We're always ready to answer.
Yeah.
Podbean.com, support@podbean.com, DM us at podbean.com.
Instagram,
Yeah.
X, Threads.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's been real.
it's been fun.
It's been real fun.